the performances in the 2022 season opener, only one was deemed good enough to be named Player of the Week in the NFC, and it is Zach McPherson. He was named Special Teams Player of the Week for recovering the Lions' onside kick attempt in the third quarter. He also tallied 2 tackles on special teams, so the second-year man out of Texas Tech contributing when he can. Welcome into Bird's Huddle, powered by PointsBet, alongside Barrett Brooks. I am Taryn Hatcher, trying to contribute when I can. And it's always good to see the good guys in green rewarded, especially when it comes to some of those things that might seem small, but in the grand scheme, they mean a lot.
It means a lot, because as a player, you want to come in and at least go out there and provide some kind of something for your team. I mean, that's how you stay on a team, whether it be special teams, whether you're starting, whatever it takes to get your name noticed. That's what you have to do. And Zach McPherson, he's the backup corner for this team, the wide corner for this team, but he also understands without special teams, he probably wouldn't be on this roster. So it's great that he came in and made some stuff happen.
You could say he's bringing the fierceness. The special ferocity.
McPherson.
Hopefully he can make some plays this week as well, and that brings us to Barrett's three-point stance presented by your Mercedes. First stance, Monday night. It is, in fact, a measuring stick. The Vikings are coming off of a dominant win over the Packers in their season opener, Barrett. So we're really going to find out what the Birds are made of here.
Yeah, exactly. When you talk about a team with Kirk Cousins, say what you want to say, Kirk Cousins is still a good quarterback. I mean, he's averaged about 4,000 yards his entire career, around 30 touchdowns, only has like 9 or 10 interceptions a year. He has done everything you want from a quarterback during the season. They say he plays small in big moments. I don't know. This is a Monday night, underneath the lights. And this is his chance to go out there and change everybody's mind on him playing in the big games. The Eagles got to make sure that they shut this guy down, because with the running game with Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson, that's a great combination. That's a trifecta of guys that can move the sticks. You have to make sure you shut these guys down. And, say what you want to say. You're talking about one of the best, if not the best receiver in the NFL this year with Jefferson. He understands how to run this scheme. It's a new scheme that they brought in. Coach Wes Phillips comes in with a new system. In fact, this is the same system that Matthew Stafford used with Cooper Kupp. Yep. And you saw how good he was in that previous year. About 2,000 yards, all those touchdowns, almost unstoppable. In fact, he was unstoppable in the Super Bowl. Well, now he's under the tutelage of, Justin Jefferson under the tutelage of the same offensive coordinator. This could be deadly. So they got to make sure that they go out and cross their T's, dot their I's, make sure their assignment correct, make sure they're making sure they're going up. And when they have an opportunity to put a hit on Cousins, they got to make it pay.
Yeah, and speaking of hits on QBs, that leads us to our second stance. Jalen Hurts cannot get hit this much. Head coach Nick Sirianni was actually asked about some of the borderline late hits on his QB. Here's what Nick had to say.
Obviously, I never want Jalen to take unnecessary hits, but we got to remember too one of the things that makes Jalen special, and that's his ability to create when something's not there, and when they have one more guy than we can block, and we didn't see that it was that type of pressure. And we'll do as much as we can to make sure he doesn't get hit.
Daggone right. I mean, I know the Eagles sent in a lot of tape with all these late hits that he was taking. I mean, he already had 17 carries. That's almost too much for a quarterback in the first place. But then, on those 17 carries, he got late hit, probably on half of them. I mean, those little late hits, they take a toll on your body. When he slides feet first and he gives himself up, they should not be able to go up and hit him after that. So if there wasn't any fines that was sent to this Detroit Lion team, I'd be mad. I'd be pissed off, because at the end of the day, our quarterback cannot take that many hits. Now, I don't know if an eye for an eye. If you start hitting their quarterback like that, then they'll be crying. But Jalen Hurts, I understand he's a freak of nature as far as being able to squat like 600 pounds, strong guy, always in the weight room. But it's still a quarterback, and at the end of the day, you can't let that happen. You cannot continue to put our quarterback through this type of punishment. It's enough that he goes out there and he makes himself an athlete. The intangibles are running around, getting first downs for this team, and doing all the other stuff. We cannot do that. You almost have to take some of the run plays you have for him, designed by him, out. So, hey, Jalen, you got to be a little bit more sound as far as sliding a little faster, whatever, but they cannot continue to hit this guy like this.
I was going to say, regardless of his position, the way he was hit in week 1 just does not seem sustainable for 17 games for anyone anywhere on the field.
Exactly.
All right, your final stance. Dak Prescott will be back with the Cowboys in time for their game in week 6 against the Birds. The Sunday nighter on NBC. We should note the Cowboys did not put Dak on injured reserve despite his hand surgery. Barrett, what says you to Prescott coming back in time?
Now, Jerry Jones, he's going to have to play after week 4. We just happen to play him in week 5. That's my Jerry. I can't do Jerry Jones. But I'm just saying this.
Do the rest of the segment in your Jerry. Great.
He's going to play. Prescott is going to play. He's been told by the owner that he's going to play, so he's going to play. He had surgery on his hand. It's the same thing that, Bryce Harper just had almost, surgery on his hand. He was out almost 2 months. Now this guy goes out and has surgery on his hand. You won't expect him back in 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. To me, it's okay. Because that just means he's going to be very, very timid in his throwing motion and trying to deliver the ball to his wide receivers. The only wide receiver he has is CeeDee Lamb. So it's just going to make him a little more selective on how he throws the ball. The ball's going to sail a little bit more. His hand's not going to be strong enough to play. So, yeah, let him play. If he was sound and forward thinking, it's not just the beginning of the season, it's the entire season. He should get more rest. He should put him on IR for a little bit. That means he'll still be back in 4 weeks, and then they'll have that roster spot to give up. But that's Jerry and Jerry's world. They're going to do what Jerry says. So at the end of the day, whatever. It's better for us.
I was going to say, down in Dallas, it's Jerry's world, but the Birds here might somehow reap the benefit of Jerry doing whatever Jerry does.
That's good for us.
We are back with the Bird's Eye View presented by Oceans Casino in Atlantic City. And with that, we welcome in a man who was a slot machine. He had perhaps the surest hands that the city has ever seen. Though, A.J. Brown might give him a run for his money there. It is former Eagles wide receiver Jason Avant. He'll be here on Wednesdays all season long, and we are thrilled to have you around, Jason. How
Appreciate
you
you coming, bro. Appreciate you coming, man.
I'm so happy to be here. So happy to be here.
And to get to talk about an exciting Eagles team at that. With that, let's get right to it. What was your big takeaway from the Week 1 win? And would you say you're more reassured about what this team can do or concerned about some flaws that you noticed?
Well, I was disappointed with the defense. Very disappointed with the defense. 181 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. You can't do that. Oof. Also, safety Gardner Johnson moving from nickel to safety. It's not a good showing at this moment, but I was very impressed with 31 points. I was very impressed with Jalen Hurts protecting the football against Aaron Glenn and how much he blitzed them. So those are some things that I really enjoyed.
When it comes to Gardner Johnson, I know you and Reuben Frank have duked it out over that before, so now you have an ally in that department.
All I'm saying is if you have Gardner Johnson right there, put him at the slot. Avante knows the defense. To me, it would have worked out better. But, hey, I digress. All right.
All right, we're going to flip to the offensive side of the ball now. We have to ask you about A.J. Brown. How much does this guy just totally change what the offense is capable of, especially when you talk about his ability to, physically go out there and grab balls? That catch radius is huge.
Well, he's fearless, number one. That's his number one quality, that he's fearless. He catches the ball in traffic, contested catches, he's great at. And also, he's a number one. That means that he doesn't need any help by the offensive coordinator, Jalen Hurts, or anybody else to give him great balls in order to succeed. He's going to do it by himself, and we need that. It's given a great safety net for Jalen Hurts, so I'm excited to see what's happening.
He is a pure talent, Barrett. And the Eagles used him everywhere, and he had success. He was efficient, it seemed like, pretty much everywhere. And I know we have numbers and graphics to back exactly that.
We have a diagram where he was in the game. Like I said, 14 targets. But look, you can put him everywhere. He's the number 2 right here. He's in the slot. You put him back at the number 2 slot, he's there. You can put him wide. He goes over there. Here he is at the wide. He's at number 1. He runs a go route. He hit him here. Here he is. He's number 2 number 2 right here. He goes up, makes a big play. He's number 1 right here because the tight end and everybody was on the other side. This is the wide side on the long catch. He's over there by himself, was able to make a play. You put him right here, back in the slot. He runs a little slot screen, goes out here. He's number 2 over here. You could put him everywhere on the field. He's very diverse in where you line him up because now the defense can't get a bead on where he is. You can line him up in the backfield if you wanted to. He's that type of player. A.J. Brown brings a lot of diversity to the offense because you could put them on the outside, inside. I mean, tell me about how it is being a receiver that you could play on the outside and the inside. They used to be think, oh, you're only a slot receiver, you're only an outside receiver. He can do it all.
He definitely can do it all, and it's a great thing to have a guy that's diverse in that manner. To play the inside, you have to be very, very smart, and he does that. He did that at Ole Miss. So it's something that that we're going to benefit from as the city of Philadelphia.
So let's go from the man to last year's the man, Devontae Smith. Jason, he was held, oh, that was a big exhale. I know you know where I'm going with this. He was held without a catch, 4 targets. I know Jalen Hurts said to him after last game, you're going to get yours. Do you think Jalen spreads the wealth a bit more, that the game plan changes where it's going out to Devontae a bit more? What do you foresee for his immediate future here?
Well, he has to get Devontae Smith involved. You have to get him involved. And we've seen this movie before with Zach Ertz and how disgruntled the other receivers got. So we want to make sure that we keep that cohesive unit, and he has to get him involved. Devontae Smith has to do a better job. There was a few plays that he left out there on the field, but overall, you can't key on one guy the entire season. If it's all things being equal, you go to A.J. Brown. But when they begin to take that away earlier in the season or later, you have to have Devontae Smith ready with the right mind, not out because he's not getting the ball.
All right, we got to talk about a certain receiver that's coming into town with the Vikings here. Justin Jefferson, I mean, just what a difficult challenge. I know Barrett, we were talking about it before, potentially one of the best receivers in the entire league. How difficult is that going to be, especially, we talked about the Spurs defense and their struggles.
Well, everyone remember Michael Jordan crossing over, Allen Iverson crossing over Michael Jordan and how he made him shift left to right. And it's the same way with Justin Jefferson. At the line of scrimmage, he can make you move out of your spot and make you look silly. And he can do it all. He's a slender guy, and it's very, very hard to hit that little body. You can't put a hand on him. So he's a great player, one of the best in the league.
All right, we are going to speed things up here. It is time for the Hurry Up, sponsored by Meineke. We're going to put 25 seconds on the clock for each question, so we got to answer fast. Who is the best wide receiver in the NFL right now, Jason?
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams.
Wow, that was a quick one.
Yeah.
Barrett, you agree with that?
Yeah, I do, because he's the total package. You can put him on the outside, inside. Great hands. He can do anything you want from a receiver.
Where does Justin Jefferson fall on that list for both?
Probably 3 or 4.
Yeah, I
2,
mean,
3 or 4.
Pretty decent. All right, let's move on to number 2. What was your favorite play in your Eagles career?
Oh, probably the Miracle in Meadowlands, 2 or 3, whatever you discuss. I don't know. But Deshaun Jackson's punt return, that was probably my favorite play in history.
You did have a moment where you laid somebody out there as well.
Yeah, I laid both of us out. It was bad technique on my part. Like one of the worst plays of my career. Happened to be one of the best plays of my career.
But you had to keep blocks though, man.
Yeah, but it was such bad technique. I could have been lower and saved myself a concussion.
But it made the moment happen, and that's what's important here. Like we say, win is win. Number 3, will your Michigan Wolverines make the college football playoff again this year, Jason?
They definitely will. They definitely will make the college football playoff. They have a cupcake schedule, only Ohio State away, and we got Penn State at home, so we'll do good.
Now, they're a little biased there, because Jason's doing radio for Michigan football.
Yeah, I can't. What am I going to say to that?
I mean, but Barrett's also doing some college football analyst work here.
She just said that because I got her school. I got her school.
I know. I'm trying to pander a little bit here. Yeah. But what say you about Jason's school?
Very good. My guy, I actually played with the head coach one year, so yeah.
Playoff, yay or nay?
Yes, they will make the playoffs.
Oh, man, all right. I don't think Rutgers has that chance. I'm so sorry, guys.